Kakbhushundi settled down under the banyan tree and mentally invoked Shri Ram, and then began the evening story with great enthusiasm. After Sugriv was installed on the throne and Vali's son Angad had been declared crown prince, the monsoon season set in. So Shri Ram advised Sugriv and the others to rest for 4 months and only then set out in search of Sita Devi. Shri Ram and Lakshman settled down in a cave on Mount Pravarshan. The Devtas arrived there assuming different forms. One became a bumblebee, another a bird, and a third became a deer, and so on. Along with the Munis, they devoted themselves to serving and entertaining Sri Ram. When the rains were over, Sugriv sent out emissaries, calling for all the monkeys to gather for a most important meeting. Thousands and thousands of monkeys arrived and began to assemble. Wherever one looked, one could only see monkeys. Shri Ram greeted them all. He had special powers which made each monkey feel that he was being greeted personally by Ram. Then Sugriv informed them all that they were going to carry out Shri Ram's work. They were to spread out in all the directions in search of Sita Devi. He was giving them 1 month to accomplish their mission. If they were not able to find Sita, they were to return and inform him. If they arrived later than a month but brought good news, well and good. If they came back after a month without news of Sita, they would be executed. Sugriv divided his army into 4 batches and sent them in the 4 directions. Since there were greater chances of Sita being found in the south, a special force was sent in that direction. It included Angad, Hanuman, Nala, Neela, and Jambavan. Jambavan the bear was elderly, but he was very wise, and in any youthful group, there should be one senior person who can act as a guide. Remember, Jambavan was a partial incarnation of Lord Brahma. Sri Ram knew that Hanuman was going to play a special role in this leela, and so before he set out, Sri Ram put his hand on Hanuman's head and transferred special power and blessings to him. Sri Ram also handed his ring with his name engraved on it to Hanuman, instructing him to give it to Sita Devi when he found her. Along with the ring, Ram also gave Hanuman a special message for Sita. After that, Hanuman was to return and Sri Ram would do the rest. The monkeys set off in different directions, jumping, leaping, and swinging from tree to tree. Now here, the pensive pheasant had a question. What was the need for so many monkeys? Kakbhushundi explained that a few monkeys together did not have strength, but when they are such a huge group, they become a formidable force. Then Kakbhushundi in turn asked a very pertinent question of his audience. How did Sri Ram show his greatness by using the monkey army to fight Sita Devi? There were a few moments of silence, and then a gregarious goose ventured a response. Sri Ram was completely confident that the monkeys would be able to help him. He did not feel that they were less competent for this task than human beings. A peacock too had his opinion. Shri Ram, he said, wanted to bring fame to the monkeys so that we would remember them forever after. Yes, said Kakbhushundi, what you have both said is very true. But there is a third reason too. Shri Ram shows us that whatever help comes to us when we need it, instead of complaining, we should accept it with gratitude and make the best of it. After some time, the monkeys in Hanuman's group began to feel hungry and thirsty. Water could not be seen anywhere, and the monkeys slowly became desperate. So Hanuman climbed a mountain to have a better view and see if he could spot any water body in the area. And, said Kakbhushundi, guess who helped Hanuman find a solution? Who? Asked several birds. It was birds like us who helped Hanuman, announced Kakbhushundi. But how? They all wanted to know. Well, from the top of the mountain, said Kakbhushundi, Hanuman spotted a huge cave. He saw many birds flying into it, and when they came out, their wings were wet. Hanuman realized that somewhere within that cave, water was to be found. So he called all the monkeys and led them to the cave. But on reaching there, no one wanted to be the first one to enter the dark cave. So Hanuman led the way. The second monkey held on to his tail, and the third held on to the latter's tail. In this way, they proceeded like a train. The important point is that Hanuman sometimes leads from the front and at other times also makes up the rear. When he remains in the rear, it is to ensure that no one turns back to flee. And as the son of Vayu, he acts as the tail wind which gives speed. In the front, he gives courage to others by entering uncharted terrains with confidence. So following Hanuman, the monkeys soon found themselves in a vast courtyard. In it was a temple, and in the temple was seated a woman. In some versions of the Ramayana, she is called Swayamprabha. She greeted the monkeys and invited them to bathe in the lake close by and to eat some fruit from the trees surrounding the lake. The monkeys happily did so, and then they came and sat near Swayamprabha. She asked them where they were going, and they told her about Sita Devi. Swayamprabha was delighted because she had been told that when the messengers of Shri Ram arrived, she was to assist them, after which she would be granted liberation. Then she told the monkeys to close their eyes and walk out of the cave from another path. When they reached outside and opened their eyes, they found themselves on the seashore. Across the sea on the other side lay Ravan's Lanka. There were chirps and tweets of wonder, but then Kakbhushundi had a question. What is the spiritual significance of closing the eyes? He asked. No one knew the answer, so Kakbhushundi explained. The journey of the monkeys is to find Sita Devi, who represents peace or Shanti. As seekers, if we keep searching outside, peace eludes us. When we close our eyes, we find peace within. For all seekers on the spiritual path, there are times when they feel stuck and see no way ahead. So they get dejected and discouraged. But if they remain steadfast in remembering Bhagwan with devotion and faith, then someone or something comes along, or some event happens, because of which they are able to make headway. But now night was falling, and it was time to bring the story session to an end. The birds bowed down to Kakbushundi and flew off for the night in a most pensive mood.